Hello, everyone. Phil Lee returning with another episode of Civil War Chat. Today is the 1st of February, 2022. Click on the subscribe button here in the lower right and also the notification bell in the far upper right to be notified when new episodes are released. Today's show is entitled End Affirmative Action. Now that the Supreme Court has agreed to review affirmative action cases at Harvard and the University of North Carolina, and President Biden has announced that the next Supreme Court justice will be a diversity hire, it's time to end affirmative actions for four reasons. First, it doesn't work. After 55 years of affirmative action and $22 trillion in means-tested welfare programs since the start of the war on poverty in 1964, Blacks still cluster at the bottom of class rankings. Decades of habitual race preferences have caused Blacks to regard them as entitlements, tempting recipients to evade personal responsibility. Second, they stigmatize Blacks and other minorities who have earned their degrees on merit. Perhaps foremost among those who object to the stigmatizing effects is Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas. Reflecting upon his Yale law education, he once remarked, quote, "As much as it had stung me to be told I had done well in high school despite my race, it was far worse to feel that I was admitted to Yale because of it," close quote. The belief that Blacks can only advance with the help of whites is anathema to Thomas, as it should be to all of us. Such vouchsafed benevolence denies Blacks the pride of achievement. Thomas feels that white liberals use affirmative action to brand Blacks as inferior. Third, affirmative action tends to leave recipients in a perpetual state of immaturity, if not just utter childishness. In 2016, a history graduate of Yale University became infamous in 2015 for screaming four-letter expletives at a Yale professor for defending his wife's opinion that Halloween costumes impersonating Native Americans were okay. The student, Jerry Lynn Luther, objected to the opinion and argued that the professor and his wife should resign for having failed to make Yale's Silliman College, quote, a home, close quote, for students. The mixed race Luther is from the prosperous community of Fairfield, Connecticut, where her mother's home is valued by Zillow at $890,000. Instead of being expelled from school for her inexcusable conduct, Jerry Lynn spent her first 4 years after graduation as a grade school teacher in New Orleans and Brooklyn. Last year, she decided she didn't want to be a grade school teacher anymore, and she wants to be a lawyer. And so therefore she enrolled in Columbia University. Instead of rejecting her application for her inexcusable behavior at Yale, Columbia Law School gave her a prestigious, quote, 1L diversity fellowship, close quote. Thus, she is again financially rewarded despite her family's prosperity and because the reward has nothing to do with merit. It is a diversity award. Not only does the fellowship grant her a stipend, but it also gives priority consideration for professional development opportunities to Jerry Lynn. Columbia should be ashamed. Jerry Lynn should not be rewarded for being a spoiled brat from a prosperous family merely because of her skin color and gender. And of course, the fourth reason affirmative action should be ended is the best. It is simply illegal. It violates the 1964 Civil Rights Act and probably also the 14th Amendment. Okay, so those are my remarks for today. But what I'd like to do is to share with you on my screen this book, Causes of the Civil War. Although I've talked about it before, I do want you to consider that it's available in audio format. I haven't talked about that enough. For those of you that don't like to read, but would rather have somebody read aloud to you while you're driving your car, working out in the gym, or just simply taking a walk, you can get an audio version of Causes of the Civil War by Philip Lee at Amazon. So go ahead and get that if it suits your interest. And I also would like to recommend that if you do like my books, please give them a 5-star rating, because as you can imagine, as you look behind me here, you don't see that I've got a university press behind me. The information that you get from my books come because you buy the books. There's no big university press behind me helping me spread the kind of propaganda that they want to spread about the demonization of the Southerners and all the blame for the Civil War being on the Southerners. If you want to get the truth, get my books. Please give them a 5-star rating, and that'll really help us out. Okay, that's our show for today, and thanks for watching.